Why do I keep saying stupid stuff? Can you please stop? You're really making this hard on editing, Austin. Just learn how to videotape. Oh, hey, how you doing? Ugh. Grab your drink. We're gonna have a little chit chat. I just wanted to do this little quick video. Hopefully, it's not going to take too long. I wrote myself notes, so I'll stay on topic. I just wanted to say hi. I mean, I don't know who you are. I know some of you, but a lot of you I don't know. So I figured let's make a video and I can talk a little bit about myself and you can kind of get to meet me, I guess, a little bit. So here goes. Um, I was born in Phoenix. Currently live in northern Arizona. Moved up here when I was pretty young. I have two brothers, older brother, a younger brother, so I am the middle child. Um, Mom and dad, great family, great loving family. Grew up, you know. Uh, we had our big houses and the little houses and been on the high times and low times and, just grew up like every other normal person, I guess. Um, Past jobs that I've had. I've had a lot. Um, my mom and dad own a printing business, and when I was in high school, I used to be the press man, so I literally printed a newspaper. That's how I saved up money to be able to buy my very first vehicle, which is Scout. Um, that wasn't my first job, though. My very first job was working at a ranch called the Horseshoe Ranch, and then I went from the Horseshoe Ranch to Scattered Rock Ranch, from Scattered Rock Ranch to Blue Boy Ranch, worked on the Goswick Ranch a little bit. I worked on all kinds of ranches, and I honestly thought when I was in high school that I was probably just going to end up being a cowboy. And then there's a story about that. I was working at the Blue Boy Ranch and ended up being involved in an accident where my boss at the time literally almost died in my arms. And medevaced out the helicopter, and he had a brain concussion, and he ended up being in the hospital for several days, and he was in a coma, and literally he almost died in my arms. And I decided at that point in time that I wanted to learn how to help people in their most dire times, because at that time I was just standing there and I didn't know what to do. This person's dying in my arms and I don't know how to help them. So logical next conclusion was, well, let's become an EMT. So as soon as I turned 18, I was homeschooled. Little excerpt is I was homeschooled throughout my entire um, grade school and high school. So when I turned 18, I went down, I got my GED. I enrolled in the local community college in their EMT class. Went through all that. I got hired on by the local ambulance company, and boom, I was an EMT, and now I know how to save people's lives. Sure. But then I decided, wow, EMTs make basically no money. It's all, they make no money. So be nice to your EMTs, your paramedics. Paramedics make so money. It's been a while since I've been an EMT, and they might be making better money now. But when I was an EMT, it was not good money. Um, while I was an EMT, I decided I wanted to take it up another level. So then again, I enrolled into the local community college and um, completed the Fire Science Academy. I think it is terminology they use nowadays. Um, and went through all the programs and certified structural firefighter, level 2 certified structural firefighter, and all the classes and all that. I graduated from that, and I had my first associate's degree was in fire science, And at the time that I got that completed and tried to become a firefighter working at an actual fire department, right? Whether a county department or a city department, didn't really matter to me. Didn't really care. I just want to be a firefighter. And once I got into that, I realized very quickly that that's where everybody wanted to be. And I would show up for testing day, and there would be anywhere from 50 to 150 people showing up for one job. And, you know, I'm not that competitive where I look at it and go, yeah, there's 150 people I can beat out, you know. And the thing is, usually the person that ended up winning was somebody's dad was a captain or an engineer or a battalion chief or a fire chief at the department, and they kind of just had a leg up over everybody. So that just kind of waned. The interest in that kind of waned. I did do wildland firefighting. I didn't actually do the firefighting. I went to the Arizona Wildland Fire Academy and did all the wildland fire training. Um, which, out of all of that, I would have to say the wildland firefighting, the things that I learned there in that academy have served me better than all of the other classes that I've taken. The meteorology class and the tree felling class. I can't tell you how many trees I've cut down over the years, and just knowing how to safely cut down a tree, it's amazing. Also, meteorology, I can look at a weather map and I can tell you what the weather's going to be like. I don't need to worry about, but that's neither here nor there. So after I decided, you know what, I'm kind of sick and tired of being an EMT. The schedules kept changing and it was just terrible. It just really, really wasn't that great. I decided, you know what, screw this. The thing that I liked the most about being an EMT and or firefighter, if things worked out that way, was the stability of the job in the market. No matter what the economy was doing, the economy was doing great, the economy was doing bad, it didn't matter. People were still getting car accidents and people were still having heart attacks. So you're always in demand. Um, so I decided I want to make sure that I go find I want a different career. I want something totally different. Um, and so I decided, what's the next best industry that's more or less recession proof, if you will. Something that doesn't matter if the economy is up or down. Yeah, you might have more work or less work, but even when the economy is terrible, you're still going to have work. You're still going to be making some money. And so I decided I wanted to become a diesel mechanic. Yeah, diesel mechanic. So I quit my job just out of the blue. I said, you know what, I'm done. And I just left. I didn't even give them 2 weeks notice. I was just like, I'm out. See you guys. And they're like, if you don't give us 2 weeks notice, you can never come back. We're like, yeah, it's kind of the point. Later. Uh, so I went ahead and I enrolled in Universal Technical Institute out of Avondale, Arizona. Enrolled there. I was working at a golf course at the time. I started out as just a helper, just a seasonal helper, and then did get hired on full time. And I was just mowing grass, mowing rough, and then, learned more. And I got to the point where I was mowing fairways and mowing greens and mowing tee boxes. And, then I learned how to cut cups, and I was cutting cups, and then became spray tech. And so I was doing all the spraying, for everything. And then, in addition to the spraying, I was, mowing greens and fairways and all that. And that was a great job. I loved that job. Part of it, the thing that I've learned with all the different jobs that I've had, is it doesn't necessarily matter what your job is. It matters who your supervisor is, who your manager is, right? That can make or break the job instantaneously. I enjoyed working at a golf course because it was you're outside all day long, every day, and you just got to work with your hands, and you're out cutting grass. What doesn't smell better than freshly cut grass, right? And I enjoyed that job. And the manager was willing to work with me and say, hey, you can come in and work half a day. So I worked till noon. And then I drove 2 hours every day because I live in northern Arizona. I drove 2 hours every day down to Avondale, where school started at 2:30. And I took the evening classes, and school started at 2:30, and I got out at 9:30 p.m. I think it was 9:30, 9 or 9:30, something like that. It was pretty late. And then I would drive 2 hours back home. So I'd get home at 11:30, midnight every night, and I would start work at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was only getting between in the summertime when we were starting at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was able to get pretty much a full 8 hour day in each day. But in the wintertime, when the sun came up later, we didn't start quite as early, and so I might be starting at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't able to get a full 8 hour shift in each day. So every Saturday and Sunday, I ended up working a full day Saturday and Sunday in the winter time in order to make up for the hours I missed during the week. And that was my manager was being extremely gracious and helping me out with that, being willing to do that. Right, you don't find that in a lot of jobs, but um, once I got graduated from UTI, I didn't graduate magna cum laude. It was the second one, summa cum laude, second place in my class. I was pretty excited about that. I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that school. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, an absolute lot. If you're thinking about doing something like that, UTI, or I know there's a couple other schools out there that do that kind of thing. Um, Even though, like growing up, I always, you know, we always worked on the cars. When the car broke down, Dad was out working on the car, fixing the car, and I helped him and helped my big brother when he had cars and keeping those on the road and mini bikes and dirt bikes and go karts and whatever. I was always working on something, and I had a basic understanding of stuff, right? But when I went to that school, there was a lot of people there that walked in with this stigma of, well, I've been fixing stuff my entire life. I'm just here to get a piece of paper that says, and they didn't learn anything because they felt they knew everything that they needed in order to be successful in life. You got to go in there, a little bit of little humble pie, and just say, all the things that I know, I'm going to go ahead and set these off to the side, and I'm not going to question what you're telling me, and I'm just going to learn what you have to say. And when you do that, you're able to take the things that you do know and you're able to integrate them into the things that you learn. If you take the stuff that you do know, right, from just trial and error and just figuring things out on your own throughout life, right, and you hold that in higher esteem than what something that your instructors are going to try to teach you, you're not going to learn a dang thing the instructors are trying to teach you, and you're going to walk out of there not knowing anything. I learned so much invaluable information that just propelled my career forward, and even to this day, I still rely heavily on that education that I got. So there's my second associate's degree in applied science, I think it is, whatever. So once I graduated from UTI, I got a job working where I currently work right now as a heavy diesel mechanic. I work as a field service technician for a large tractor manufacturing company. I work for the dealer. I don't work for the actual manufacturer, but I fix tractors for a living. Big tractors, huge, massive tractors, little tractors, everything in between. That's what I do for my daily. And I work about 55 to 60 hours a week doing that. So that's what I do for right now. Hobbies. What do I like for hobbies? I love building models. I love models. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Models, remote control airplanes. Um, I've kind of been out of the remote control airplane thing for a while. Remote control cars, video games. I mean, this is my gaming setup right here. This is my hobby bench here. I just made this just a couple weeks ago, but my favorite are model airplanes. Got me a B-52. This is the next up and coming model that I'm going to be building. I'm really excited about that one. Haven't quite decided what paint scheme I want to go with yet, but so yeah, hobbies. I do like to hunt. I like to fish. I don't do as much hunting and fishing as I would probably like to do because I work 60 hours a week, but I like to hunt. I like to fish. I love to go camping. Camping's a lot of fun. Just taking some time off. I love going to the beach and just, hanging out. Um, Hobbies. What else? I think just pretty much anything outside. I like being outside. I work outside all day, every day, and which is really kind of nice because I get acclimated to the outside temperatures in the summertime. So for me, even though it could be the dead middle of summer, all your neighbors are just like, it's too hot to be working outside. I'll be like, it was hotter on Wednesday. This is fine, and let's get to work. So that's kind of a blessing in disguise. Once you get acclimated to the weather outside, then summertime comes around, you can be out there Saturday mowing the lawn, and you're not dying of a heat stroke where your neighbor couldn't spend 15 minutes outside. So um, I like building things. I like making things. Obviously, that's why I make this YouTube channel. And that kind of just ties us right into the YouTube channel. Why? I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. Would I at some point in time like to see the YouTube channel turn into something? Or maybe I could quit my day job and do this full time? Sure. I've got a long way to go. You've seen the first couple videos. They're garbage. They're terrible. I don't know anything about that. I have no background in videoing. I have no background in editing. I have no background in making videos, period. So I'm learning this literally episode by episode. And every time I edit a video, I try to figure out how to do another thing to make it more bearable for you to watch. And some of you out there may enjoy the content and thank you for your patience. I'm trying to get better. As you can see, I got a microphone, I got a tripod now. Things are getting a lot better. I'm actually writing things down, what to say. So that way I don't ramble too much. What do I want in this channel? This is what I'm trying to provide in this channel. I want to take the things that I've learned being a mechanic for the last professional mechanic for the last 14 years, but then also my entire life, right? So you could say 30 years of experience mechanicking on things professionally for the last 14. I want to take the things that I've learned and pass them on to you. Maybe somebody who's not a professional mechanic. The way professional mechanics work on things versus the way the homeowner or the weekend warrior guy works on things are two very different things. And so I want to try to teach you how to make your jobs quicker, easier, and more efficient. Right now, we're kind of going through the riding lawnmower. I get it. I videoed it wrong. I edited it wrong. It's garbage. I get it. I understand. It's terrible. I hate the video. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. It's garbage. But I drew it out too long. It's just long. And I'm not getting enough in there. And I apologize for that. I'm working on making it better. It's all, I'm learning one episode. I just said that already. But I did want to go, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring you guys information, teach you. And the thing is, the only way I know how to do that, I'm not good at writing things down and creating curriculum or anything like that. So the best way I figured out is, well, I'm just going to start doing stuff and videotape it. And as I'm going through rebuilding a carburetor, tuning a carburetor, I'm going to try to walk you through and explain to you and show you, and you can listen how to tune a carburetor on a small engine, how to tune a carburetor on a chainsaw, a weed eater, how to tune a carburetor on a car, how to, or other things, spark plug, oil, I don't know, tuning, adjusting, figuring stuff out. Everything's nuts and bolts. And once you understand the basic core principles of the nuts and bolts and how they work, it doesn't matter what you're working on, whether it's a riding lawnmower, a chainsaw, or a 747 airplane. It's all nuts and bolts. And you can just jump in and you give me a book that tells me how the thing is supposed to work and what the specifications are for it. I can go fix it. I'll figure it out. Am I going to be as fast as the guy that does it for a living? No, I'm not. But will I get it done? You betcha. So that's kind of what this channel is about. I just want to be somewhat mildly entertaining. Some people say I'm funny. Some people don't. I don't. It's up to you. But I want to try to teach you what I know. I want to try to pass it on to the next generation. Hey, this is how you fix stuff. This is how you build stuff. We're going to be making all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to kind of go into upcoming projects a little bit. And then I want to tell you a little bit about the name. Just a little blurb about the name, Wildman Wheels. My grandpa, he used to have a shop in South Phoenix, and he built wheels. Back in the day, steel wheels were all the rage. That's what everybody had. They had mag wheels back then, but they were pricey. So your average Joe had steel wheels. Well, he decided, hey, I can make steel wheels, and I can make them way cooler than the ones that come factory on your pickup truck or your car or your base car or whatever. And so he made custom steel wheels, patterned custom steel wheels, and people bought the heck out of them. And his shop name was Wildman Wheels. And so I kind of took that from my grandpa there. And I know steel wheels will never, ever come back to the way they were back in the day, because aluminum is just far superior. Wheels is way lighter. But I I would like to try to make some steel wheels. Um, Show you kind of the tooling that my grandpa used to use back in the day. It's called a pattern torch. Look one of those bad boys up. Victor pattern torch. This is a huge contraption, and you literally have to hand make a pattern, and then you bolt it on. This little magnetic thing traces the pattern out while it's holding on to a torch on the bottom side, and it's copying, and then you can make adjustments to it, and you can size it up or size it down based off of it. It's very complex, very intricate piece of equipment, and they're insanely expensive to buy nowadays. But that was the original CNC plasma cutter. They're pretty cool. So I just wanted to go over a couple quick things, some quick projects that we have coming up. It's not going to be all riding lawnmowers and mini bikes and chainsaws. We're going to do some real projects too. One of the big projects that I have coming up, obviously we have the trailer. If you haven't seen any of those videos yet, I'm filming it right now. I'm going to be building a small overlanding type trailer, like the teardrop trailers, the little kitchen in the back. We're doing that kind of thing, but we're going to go more utilitarian. We're going to go for like I don't know. We're going to try to make it tough and cool looking, you know what I'm saying, but still have the same functionality. Little sleeping quarters up front, kitchen in the back, pop open doors and hatches and tables and shower and solar, the whole 9 yards. That's an upcoming project. We're going to be blowing through that this summer. Second project, I think we're going to kind of hold off on this one till winter, but mini jet boats. Everybody has a mini jet boat, and they're freaking awesome. I want a mini jet boat. They're expensive. If you want to go buy one, I think there's a company up in Idaho that makes them. They're like $50,000 for a mini jet boat. You can go buy a kit that comes with all this pre-cut aluminum, and then you got to weld it all together, and you still got to, and they're pretty basic. You know what I'm saying? But even still, those kits are, I don't know. It's been a couple years since I checked on one of those kits, and the last time I checked, they were like $8,000 or something for a kit. Or you could go buy just the blueprints for a couple $100. Then you still got to go buy all this aluminum, and then you got to try to figure out how to transfer the size and cut everything out and weld it all together. And even still, you're kind of got a basic setup. So I decided, you know what? I want a mini jet boat, but I don't want to spend $50,000 buying one or trying to build one. So how can I get my hands on a mini jet boat but not break the bank? I got you covered. I want you guys out there that want to have a down and dirty, cheap, effective, redneck, hillbilly, a mini jet boat. And we're going to do it together. We're going to build it together, and I want you to be able to follow along and see that you, yes, you can build your very own mini jet boat and not spend. My goal for this jet boat is like $1,000 to $1,500. Like, we're talking cheap. Like, anybody can build this. You can throw $100 a paycheck to the side, and you can have this bad boy built in like 6 months. So that's one of the projects. Obviously, we've got the Scout. We do have the mini bike. I got a chainsaw that needs some work on it. We got the trailer coming up. We got all kinds of stuff. So also, little side note, another thing, I do have my pickup truck, my 2001 Chevy Silverado. I've driven that thing with over 600,000 miles on it. I'm going to be doing videos on that as stuff breaks and make like a little series. And I know that's going to be kind of more of like maybe some of you guys will watch it, but that's going to be more of like a how-to tutorial videos. You guys might not watch it. That's just going to kind of be on the channel. I'm going to make like a separate playlist just for that. So if there's anybody out there that has a Chevy pickup truck from like 99 to 2006, I believe it is, they're all identical. You can watch those videos. If you're like, hey, I need to do the front end. What kind of tools do I need? What are the torque specs for things? How do I do this job without hurting myself and or taking 6 years to do it? That's what I'm planning on going through with that. So you can kind of get the, jump in, get it done. And that's what I want to do. I want to try to give you guys the encouragement to get out there and do it on your own. Like, just grab the thing and just go for it. Yeah, I think I mentioned the riding lawnmower videos not too long ago. Is your riding lawnmower, or is your chainsaw, or is your pickup truck, or is your mini bike, or whatever it is your boat out back, Does it literally need $20 worth of parts and maybe a weekend of tinkering to get the thing fixed and get you back out on the water, get you back out on the road, get you back out on the trails? Maybe. You don't know unless you get out there and try. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is give you guys some of that encouragement that you need to get out there and try. Just get out there and give it a shot. Let's go through it one step at a time. Follow along the things that I'm doing. Look at seeing how I'm going about troubleshooting and diagnosing and repairing. You got this. It's not that hard. It's all nuts and bolts. It's all very simple. And trust me, unless you take like a cutting torch or a lance to something, you can fix it. Whatever you did, it can be fixed. So calm down. That's one of the things I've learned working for the dealer that I do work, is there's nothing that can't be fixed. It just takes time and money, and a lot of times it just takes a lot of time. So yeah, you might mess something up, you might break something, and it needs to be fixed. That's fine. Guess what? You're going to learn a new skill fixing it, aren't you? So get out there. Let's have some fun. Let's make stuff. Let's build stuff. Let's fix stuff. Let's just have fun. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you. I appreciate that. I just moved into this house maybe 4 months ago, and it's pretty terrible. It's really terrible. I'm in the process of going through remodeling the house, and so my question to you is: would videos of me remodeling my house be interesting to you to watch? Should I do that? If so, should I post those videos on this channel? Should I create a new channel that's just dedicated to like house remodeling and yard stuff, putting a garden in and cows, or just, no, I have no interest in watching you remodel your house. I don't care. Just stop. That's fine too. Thanks for watching. Put a comment in the description down below. Tell me your thoughts. Say hi. Whatever. Let's get a conversation going. Thanks for watching.